in this video we are going to discuss the different nutrients and their food sources which you can include in your daily diet to reduce prolactin levels naturally. We will also be discussing about some natural supplements which have positive effects on lowering the prolactin levels. Also in the end, I'll be discussing the common medications which are prescribed to reduce the prolactin levels and how it works on the body and what are the different side effects. So the first nutrient that we are going to be talking about is vitamin B6. Vitamin B6 has been found to help lower the prolactin levels. So let's discuss what are the various sources of vitamin B6 that you can include in your daily diet. So the different sources are soya beans, fish, chicken, peanuts, wheat germ, oats, banana and milk. These are few good sources of vitamin B6. Now the next nutrient that we talk about is vitamin C. So the green capsicum contains 109 milligrams of vitamin C per 100 gram, which is 121% of the daily value. Even guavas contain very high amount of vitamin C, which is approximately 228 milligrams of vitamin C per 100 gram. Another source of vitamin C are black currants, which contains 181 milligrams of vitamin C per 100 gram. You can also include green leafy vegetables like fenugreek, coriander, parsley. Parsley also contains 133 milligrams per 100 gram. You can also try to sprinkle 1 or 2 teaspoons of chopped parsley to your curries and vegetables. You can also include Indian gooseberry, which is commonly known as amla in India. You can include it in different ways, like you can make chutneys or you can make any other recipes out of it, like sweet murabbas or also in the form of pickles. Talking about the other sources of vitamin C, kiwi contains 93 milligrams of vitamin C just in 100 grams of its weight. Kiwi also helps in increasing the blood circulation and immunity. Next we talk about broccoli. So broccoli 100 grams provides you 89 milligrams of vitamin C. Lemons provide you 77 milligrams per 100 gram. The other good sources of vitamin C are papaya, strawberries, oranges. I am sure these are very common food sources which you can easily include in your everyday diet. Coming to the third important nutrient, which is vitamin E. So let's talk some very common sources of vitamin E, which are plant oils like sunflower, soya, corn, olive oils. Other sources also include nuts and seeds, wheat germ, sunflower seeds, almond oil and peanuts. Even avocado, it is an exceptional fruit. It contains the highest amount of vitamin C and it contains a lot of omega-3 fats, which helps in decreasing the LDL and increasing the HDL. HDL is a good cholesterol in our body. Also, kiwi contains some moderate amounts of vitamin E. So try to include these food sources in your everyday diet to get the intake of vitamin E. Coming to the fourth important nutrient, which is zinc, which helps in balancing the hormonal imbalance in the body. So meat is an excellent source of zinc. 100 grams of meat gives you 44% of the daily value. Other sources are shellfish like oysters, crab, mussels, shrimp can all contribute to the daily requirement of zinc. Legumes also contain fair amount of zinc, but legumes contain phytates which affect the bioavailability of zinc. So either you can use the methods like sprouting, soaking, fermenting, which can help improve the bioavailability of zinc from legumes. Also, seeds like hemp, pumpkin, sesame seeds contain significant amount of zinc. Nuts like peanuts, cashews, almonds also can boost the zinc intake. Dairy, milk, cheese contain very high amount of bioavailable zinc. Egg also contains moderate amount of zinc, which can meet at least 5% of the daily value of zinc. Along with this, try to include the whole grains like wheat, quinoa, rice and oats, which contain some zinc, along with fiber, essential vitamins like the B complex vitamins, magnesium, iron, phosphorus, magnesium and selenium. Also try to increase the fiber in your daily diet by consuming whole grains, whole pulses, fruits and vegetables. and try to include protein-rich salad as a part of your mid-morning or evening snack. If you are a vegetarian, you can prepare chickpea salad or kidney bean salad or even soya bean salad. You can also add paneer cubes to your veggies. If you are a non-vegetarian, you can also go for a chicken salad. Apart from these important nutrients, there are some other concerns that we generally skip. So here are some important points that I'll be focusing on. The first one is try to spend some time in nature. Yes, you can either go for a morning walk or you can even walk barefoot on the grass. Always try to relieve your stress. You can either do some yoga or any form of activity that really makes you happy. Also, don't think too much about the future and worry and be anxious all the time. Also, make sure that the dairy and the non-veg foods that you are purchasing, it's better if it's organic. Organic means the poultry which has been grown without the hormonal injections. Also, try not to have tea or coffee along with the meals because caffeines and tannins bind with the important nutrients from the food and it doesn't allow the nutrient to properly absorb in the body. So you can either keep a gap of 30 to 45 minutes. Never take the tea and coffee along with your main meals. Also, if you are a tea lover, I am going to be talking about a special tea which you can include, which is completely natural and it has been proven that it helps in lowering the hormonal imbalances in the body. Now, we come to the second section of this video. Here I am going to be talking about the herbal tea and natural supplements that really helps in lowering the prolactin levels. So the number one is spearmint tea. For women with hormonal imbalances, spearmint tea may provide relief. Studies in women have shown that it can decrease male hormones like testosterone, while increasing female hormones necessary for ovulation such as the luteinizing hormone and the follicle stimulating hormone and estradiol. In one 5-day study in 21 women with hormonal imbalance, 2 cups of spearmint tea a day decreased the testosterone and increased LH and FSH and estradiol levels. Similarly, in a 30-day randomized study, 42 women with PCOS who drank the spearmint tea twice a day had lower testosterone levels and higher LH and FSH levels compared to women who drank a placebo tea. The second benefit of the spearmint tea is that it helps reduce hirsutism or growth of dark coarse hair on the face, chest and abdomen of women. In fact, it's a common herbal remedy for unwanted hair growth in the Middle Eastern countries. High levels of male hormones on androgens are linked to an overgrowth of facial hair in women. 2 studies in women with facial hair have shown that drinking spearmint tea may help. So if tea lover, you can include 2 cups of spearmint tea in a day, which will help you reduce facial hair growth in women. Spearmint tea also helps promote relaxation and reduces stress. In fact, in South American countries, this tea is commonly used to treat stress and insomnia. It's believed that spearmint promotes relaxation and alleviates stress by interacting with GABA receptors in your brain. GABA is a neurotransmitter involved in reducing the nerve activity. Coming to the second natural ingredient or herb which helps in reducing the prolactin is red clover. Red clover is a dark pink herbaceous plant originating from Europe, Asia and North America. Plus it's now popular throughout South America as a fodder crop to improve the soil quality. The flowering portion of the red clover is used decoratively as an edible garnish or extract, and it can be extracted into essential oils. Finally, it's widely used as a traditional medicine to treat osteoporosis, heart disease, arthritis, skin disorders, cancer, respiratory problems like asthma, and women health issues like high prolactin and menstrual or menopausal symptoms. The third natural ingredient is Vitex. Researchers believe that Vitex works by decreasing levels of the hormone prolactin. This helps rebalance other hormones including estrogen and progesterone, thus reducing the PMS symptoms. Another important benefit of Vitex is that it also helps improve female fertility due to its possible effect on the prolactin levels. This may be especially true in women with luteal phase defect or a shortened second half of the menstrual cycle. This disorder is linked to abnormally high prolactin levels and makes it difficult for the women to become pregnant. In one study, 40 women with abnormally high prolactin levels were given either 40 mg of Vitex Angus or a pharmaceutical drug. Vitex was an effective as the drug in reducing prolactin levels. Yet another study gave 93 women who had unsuccessfully tried to become pregnant over the last 6 to 36 months a supplement containing the Vitex Angus castus or a placebo. After 3 months, women in the Vitex group experienced an improved hormone balance and 26% of them became pregnant. In comparison, only 10% of those in the placebo group became pregnant. Irregular periods can also hamper women in planning a pregnancy. 3 additional studies also reported that Vitex is more effective than a placebo in improving the menstrual cycles in women with irregular periods. So this Vitex Angus castus works by decreasing the prolactin hormone levels and stabilizing the menstrual periods. It hence enhances the fertility. The fourth natural ingredient that we are going to be talking about is ashwagandha. Ashwagandha can effectively lower the prolactin, which is systematically beneficial. Even if you do not suffer from hyperprolactinemia but suffer from other metabolic stress related issues, lowering prolactin can help improve these symptoms. The fifth useful supplement is L-Dopa. It has been seen that L-Dopa within 30 minutes after administration induced a highly significant decrease of plasma prolactin levels in a number of groups of laboratory animals differing in age or in endocrine status, apparently by direct inhibition of prolactin release from the pituitary. Finally, coming to the third section of this video, where I am going to be discussing the most commonly prescribed medications to lower the prolactin levels. So the most common one is the bromocriptine. So what does bromocriptine does? It is actually a dopamine agonist, which means that it increases the dopamine receptors in the body and in turn decreases the prolactin release. Also, bromocriptine is an anti-galactopoietic. So when I say anti-galactopoietic, it means that it decreases the overproduction of milk and hence it maintains a hormonal balance in the body for people who suffer from hyperprolactinemia. But there are some side effects of bromocriptine like nausea, vomiting, abdominal cramps. So the next medication that is preferred over the bromocriptine is cabergoline. Cabergoline is also a dopamine agonist wherein it helps to increase the dopamine receptors and decreases the prolactin. So the normal prolactin level in a non-pregnant female, it is 2 to 29 nanograms per ml, and for a pregnant woman it is 10 to 209 nanograms per ml. So what are some of the functions of the cabergoline medication? It helps in treating the infertility problems in women, sexual problems in women, bone loss issues in women, by balancing the hormones in the body. Now what is dopamine? Dopamine is a chemical our body makes which prevents our body from releasing prolactin. Cabergoline works by binding to dopamine receptors and it helps in decreasing the prolactin levels. Now let's talk about the dosage. Cabergoline is generally taken as 0.5 tablet. It starts with 0.25 mg twice weekly. So if you are taking it on Monday or Tuesday, the next dose you can take on a Thursday or a Friday, or 0.5 mg per week. So what are the benefits of this cabergoline? It is used for normalizing the androgen level. It also helps in decreasing PCOS, menstrual cycle issues. It also treats infertility, sexual problems in women, and it normalizes the ovulation cycle, which helps in conceiving and getting pregnant. So these were three subdivisions in this video which I talking about the nutrients, natural supplements and the medication which is used. I hope this video found useful and it will help you in selecting the right food choices to meet the essential nutrient requirements of vitamin E, vitamin C, vitamin B6 and zinc. If you like this video, please subscribe and share it. Thank you for watching.